Unusually, we're going to do an extra session in Tanya. I used to do this with my chavrusa, but for some reason we got less and less. So we managed to squeeze in 7 minutes on Sunday, Yom Rishon, and it's in Perek 27, the 27th chapter of Tanya. And what's so important about this chapter is it brings up two very big klalim in Chassidus, especially in Chabad Chassidus, of Iskafia and Ishafcha. Ishafcha is already a higher level, means transformation, like the idea of Purim, Menahafachu. The concept of transforming the darkness, the Yetzer Harah, into Avodas Hashem and holiness. Yes, Rebbe.
I spoke to Yeshiva. They're happy to.
Gavaldik. We'll be in touch on WhatsApp about it. Amazing. Tizkal mitzvahs. Very good. So we get the schus to mechazek other people, Baruch Hashem, in a shleimistic way. And anyway, so this idea of a hafroch this is a big clan in Chabad. We need to remember these two words: hafcha and iskafia. Hafcha means to transform. Hafcha. Transform. Coffee hafuch, someone said. When I was learning in London, someone said cafe hafuch. That's a good way of remembering it. You know. I don't know, I had to hear it from London, hafuch. But hafuch means like a coffee hava, you make a drink, in l'chaim. Actually, Ari said it as well. But then iskafia is more where we're holding, which is the subdue. Let's be realistic. Transformation in Yetzer Harah is a very high level, yeah? It says in the Sefer, in the Tanya, it says the concept is the level of Tzaddikim. Tzaddikim are able to transform the Yetzer Harah, the bitterness. There's something which, that's the beginning of the chapter talks about it. The level of the Tzaddikim, they're able to transform Olam Hazeh and transform any of the Machshav Zaros, because it goes to a very refined level, even the Machshav Zaros, which is something which is a very high level. If you go to the more of a Naim, he says you can shorish all Ahavas Pesolas and all Yira Pesolas, all low level love and fear. You can go back to its shorish level, which is something Rabbi Nachman does also. Go back to a shorish level, the root level, and you can find the love and the ava, the yira and the fear that's fallen, the fallen fears and fallen love, and shorish are rooted back into its root, which is really Bukadusha. So that's a very high level. That's like Moranayim, that's like Tzaddikim. And Baal Teshuva himself says here, this is Madrega Sadik. So a lot of us are not on the Madrega of a Sadik, and especially in the Sefer we're talking about, he says even Rachok Ma'od Madrega Sadik, yeah? We're very far from the rank of Sadik. So we're more, hopefully, halavai, as he says in the Sefer, I'm not saying this myself, but we should be on the level of Beinani. Beinani is a level where we're able to somewhat hold back. So that's where
That's subdue, which is...
Subdue. It's kafia.
It's kafia.
Aleph, taf, chaf, pei, yud aleph. It's kafia sitra achelatata. That's the lashon of the Tanya.
Do you know anyone that's done...
we're all doing iskafia, otherwise we'd be...
Do you know anyone that's done the other one, which is...
Hafcha, yeah, Tzaddikim. Definitely.
You know, people that like...
My Rebbe for sure must have done it. The Rav Sima Zilberg, any Tzaddikim, anyone you know as a Tzaddik, Rav Shalom Arush. You list off Tzaddikim, Beiderman probably, on his level. Everyone on their level, we know what's inside their hearts.
They transform.
Morris Nafsha, we don't know inside what's going on, but they mistama... there's certain stories certain experiences I've had with Tzaddikim, which is similar that they were able to do that. But part of the fact they're able to have such a shpar on us is a raya that they have such an influence on Am Yisrael, is a raya that they've done the inner avoda. Because this is what Rav Shlomo was talking about the other day. I was listening into a shir from the Yiddish Kodesh, and one of the Rav Shlomo Katz, the idea of tikkun amidus, in order to be able to mashpia be'emes on other people, you have to be holding on some level yourself. That's why when you're learning over there, I'm not so, I'm like, with some, I don't really have much anivus, but at least on some level, a moda that a tzaddik like this, some Chabadnik who grew up Torah v'Kodesh, he looks like, you can see on his ponim. And you can see he was in Golani, I think, or some high-level army unit, Davan even higher. So he's in a high-level unit, and I don't know if there's enough communities in the levels, but in this war, everyone's on a high level in the army. But just without getting into distinctions, but it's a knowing heavy unit, Duvdavan. So
and
Mastami had high level experiences, but you don't see any Yeshus. You don't feel like he is anything. He just comes to space Midrash quietly and serves Hashem quietly and halavai. So it's an Indian of bittul of Yesh that he's holding as a Chabadnik. There's certain levels that the Chabadniks have. Memela, they're not interested in their Yeshus, they're interested in what they can do for Yisrael. So it's a high level. But that's also a level of Hafcha. The Rebbe transformed the whole section of Klal Yisrael, a whole chelik of Hasidim, into people that can be shlichim. They can go out there and become a shlich of the Rebbe and have a certain bittul yesh, which is a high madrega. This yid over here has been living since he's come here. What's his name? Gilad or something?
Gilad.
Yeah.
He just sits.
Yeah. I haven't really had a chat with him yet, but I borrowed a mikveh key the other day. That's about it.
And he had it on the spot.
Oh, of course.
Before you were running around looking. By the time you got there, you finished the sentence. The black key was holding up. I saw that, which is interesting because I guess that's your shita before you do tefillah. So even if it meant coming late to a minyan,
I wasn't
even
late.
if
It wasn't for me.
okay.
No. I mean, I'm late for other reasons. But
Okay. No.
I actually took it for Baal
I'm
Teshuva.
glad actually.
We have a key. My other son, he wanted to, originally took it to Uman with him.
It's fine.
My other son took it to Europe, all the way to Europe.
Yeah.
So we had to each time borrow the key. And then this time he took it to Yerushalayim. So he keeps forgetting
I
it.
thought it was for you. And I thought
So it was my oldest son, BORUCH in the army. He needed it. That's one of the things, no matter what he's gone through in this war, Indian of Tevila, he's been almost every day, every time he's out of the army, he's tovel. And if he gets an opportunity in the army, he'll be tovel. Like he toveled one time when he was on the border of Lebanon, he toveled on the Yam there. There were certain masters, and as he toveled, I think, anytime he gets an opportunity to tovel, he'll tovel, as long as it's not obviously putting anyone in danger.
Yeah.
But Indian of Tevila is a big thing by him. I don't know what, maybe he got it from me, maybe just it's his own Indian. I was very makbid on Tevila. I used to break into mikvahs just to tovel. I'd do anything to get into mikvah, at least a few times, even sometimes a few times a day. I was mamish crazy for mikvah, but I've chilled out. Yeah, a lot of these things. You're meeting a chilled out version. I was a sugar for these kind of inyanim, like a mamish.
Okay, maybe that's what you need to do.
Once I had a mikvah key, that was like Gan Eden. You can go to the mikvah whenever you want. It's a big, I was by Rav Simai Zubak. He used to tovel 5 times a Shabbos, I reckon. If I would, there was an Indian of Yom Kippur, 5 Tevilas, a Kohen Gadol. I don't know what the kavanas are behind it, but he had his own mikveh in the shul. But he was tovel constantly. It was a high level of Tara. Before he'd speak to the you have to be on a certain level of purity. I don't know what I'm just guessing. But so these Siddiqim, they're in a level of Hafcha. But us Pashta people, Bainanim, are more on the level of Iskafia. And that's something we have to strive for, which is, he says here in the Tanya, the end of the Perek, which is where we got to the other day, that we have to Mekadesh Atzmam at Lamata. It's a famous chazal. A person needs to sanctify himself a little bit below, and then they'll sanctify him greatly above. It's a famous Gemara in Yoma, Lamed Tes Amid Aleph. But then he says, Levad Mashakayim mitzvahs asay shel Torah v'kidashtem, and this is apart from the fact when one sanctifies himself according to the Torah, because shatzmo b'mitzalo. So this is the whole chiddush that he has to sanctify himself, not just with staying away from Isurim, which is already a high level for by tzaddikim that they've already transformed the Isurim into mitzvahs. Lord said to mitzvahs asay, meaning they through tshuva b'hava they transform everything around them. For us regular people, we have to just stay away. We subjugate the Yetzer Harah. We subdue the Yetzer Harah if we can, and we stay away. But it's kafia. We have to resist the temptations of even thinking not good things. Forget about acting on it. And then here we're saying there's even more high level of how we use the divine, that are mutter to you, things that you're permissible things, and that's what we were learning about. So that's sanctify yourself and be holy. Down here, and that's the mitzvah deraisa. That's from the Parshas Vayikra. For example, in marriage is a common one people talk about. Sanctification of marriage. That marriage should be something holy and not just whatever. And that's what so the Tanya goes on to say, perish v'kidashtem, and this is from Vayikra. Shetasu atzmachem kedoshim, that you should make yourself holy. We all know the Parshas Kedoshim in Vayikra this Indian of making ourselves holy. So what does he go on to say? That's in truth, one is not holy and separated from Sitra Achra. Let's be real. We still have inside of us Nefesh Bahamas that has all these imaginations of things he wants to do. Yeah, the animal spirit wants to do all these things. Kihu tafka b'gavorosa b'tadosa b'chalav smoli. The Sitra Achra of his animal soul still as at birth is full strength and might in the left part of his heart. So you still have this koching for other things. It's still going on. It's still cooking away inside of you, these desires. And we stimulate them with what we watch and what we see. And, let's just be real. Yeah, we're in a generation of the phones and the Netflix and everything else, and YouTube and everything else. So we're constantly stimulating that animal soul, triggering it. And so what do we have to do? Even while he's at this level, he subdues and masters evil impulse and makes himself holy. He separates himself from Sitra Achra. But Yisem Kedoshim, and you will be holy. So the real Kedoshim, they get rid of this stuff, or they make very big Gedarim. Yeah, like this Sadik over there was telling me he doesn't even bring the phone into his room at night. Yeah, so no internet in the room. That's a good idea. Yeah, there's all different Gedarim you have to make for yourself. Yeah, some people in the shul when I was in London.
Is that an iPhone?
Yeah, it's smartphones. It's even same kind of garbage. And I have another one. I have an iPhone here.
It's not kosher.
No, I have an iPhone, I have a smartphone. I'm not there anymore.
I don't see a sticker on it.
I used to have all that stuff, but I'm not doing that anymore. I used to have all the filters and...
So these phones are completely open, correct?
Yeah, I'll be honest. Yeah, I don't mind.
Yeah, the listeners were here.
Yeah, they're open. I don't have any filters, unfortunately. So, Weinberger...
You change it because,
Moshe Weinberger once said something that made a big impact. Not to me directly. He said it to the Olam. He said the most important filter is the filter on your heart.
Yeah.
So you have to work on it, because in the end you can put all the filters on the phones and the computers, but it's still kids find a way past. Everyone finds a way past if you want it. It's all about what you want.
Yeah.
So for sure, it's an extra getter that you should have, kedoshim. Yeah, but I'm not holding there at this point in my life for whatever reason. It slows down my work that I need to do, and I need to be able to impact. Listen, the other day messages me. Listen, Black messaged me the other day. I'm no longer really available on WhatsApp that much anymore, so it's very hard to get hold of him. So we had a booking for yeshiva that we could have closed, but I didn't hear back from him for a week and a half on that point. And then he let go of a booking. Because by that point they weren't interested. It's a real cost, yeah.
Is that a high level?
I don't know. I'm not his rabbi, so I don't know. I didn't get upset about it because I have a munah that wasn't meant to be.
Today,
yeah.
That we haven't been able to master.
How to elevate it, how to use it fully.
Just to be able to have a filter. Maybe he would be able to to have it turned off.
Yeah.
But yet, so to speak, have everything else available without compromising
the
battery.
There are people that have, I think, somewhat in America, that have TAG and have all these organizations that work very hard on it. But when you come to London, you come into the shul, they have at the back a whole station of lockers where you have a code and you put it in this box. And you plug in your phone because it has a charger, which is motivation, and it goes from red to green, which means it's now being charged, and the whole lockers lights up, and you put your phone in there and you lock it away for the davening.
Okay, yeah, I've seen that. Right.
Yeah, they have one out in America as well.
No, I'm talking about just a street.
It is around and see it.
A filter
for whatever reason.
That just be able to turn that off, turn off anything that's inappropriate. Maybe you'll lose some functionality, but not. You can't.
No, so Khan and Stalin worked very hard. There's they worked very hard on that.
He asked me to buy me tickets to the hotel, but I can't go online and order the tickets because it
blocks the browser.
Yeah.
So that gets complicated. Anyway, let's finish off the Perek. Vayisim Kedoshim, you will be holy. So we could do as much as we can to be holy.
Yeah.
And separate ourselves from the Yetzer Harah. Meaning that ultimately you'll be truly holy and removed from the other side. So that it's an internal thing. Remember, we were learning today with Rav Shlomo, the real key for Tikkun Medina has to come from Pnimis HaTorah. So as much as we talk about the external ways of doing it, we have to really do the Pnimis work. That's really what it comes down to. Really making clear Gedarim within that certain things we will not do. We will not look, we will not touch, and that's from within inside our nefesh. Through being greatly sanctified from above. Messiah Mosa Legershim Alibo Mat. See, this is the point. He's not even talking about maybe they didn't have these kind of technical nisyonis then, but by sanctifying ourselves from above, then what's going to happen? He'll be aided from Shemaim, and this is the most important part. This is all about sincerity. Having a sincere heart, really wanting to be separate from the Yetzer Harah and really be davik to Hashem, that Hashem will help you from above to expel the other side little by little from your heart. And he will no longer have a desire for anything originating in the realm of the other side. That's the Nakuda, sincerity of heart. Entirely ben Leiv Ta'abra Lakim.
Hashem will do it for you.
Hashem will help you. Messiah knows so, it says the Lashon, yeah? And remember we were talking about Messiah says Sata Dishmaya, this heavenly help. This is the real Nakuda that I see by Tzaddikim, they're helped. And Beinanim, hopefully if we're a Beinani, Halavai, that we get that Sata Dishmaya to be saved, like where you'll go on a plane and it won't be sat next to the unsneer situation. And when you choose something to watch because you need to chill out for a minute, you'll choose something like that June thing, which was generally clean from preachers. Yeah, I mean you'll have Sata Dishmaya even if you're in the world and you are engaging in things that other people are engaging in, but you have Sata Dishmaya that you won't get pulled into the znus and the preachers that's on these things. You know, you have Sat Shemaya, and not just relying on miracles, you'll make the status as well. One of the things I work really hard to try and make sure my feeds are kosher feeds. So anytime anything non-kosher comes on, like if it's Facebook, I'd remove it from my feed and report it or remove that friend or anything that brought me to that kind of stuff.
Something non-kosher with you.
Yeah. Znus. Like I really worked hard on curating my email as well, email box, and nothing should come and test me in any of those spaces. WhatsApp as well, not any WhatsApp groups where any of the garbage comes.
They do? You're out.
I'm not in them. I mean, one Rav, I had a group once. I mean, I still have the group actually, and it's actually, it's doing okay. But somehow someone got in there and put Znus up because I used to leave it open. I didn't have it admin only. And the Rav, a big Rav, left the group straight away. And he messaged me and said, "I'm really sorry, but you have to close the group. I can't be in any group."
I remember in our early days of it, we had our basketball. And Shlomo was in it. I mean, it was rough, but he was just whatever. He was living in the community. He liked to play sometimes. A couple of guys on the group.
On the court.
And he immediately left.
Wow.
Not on the court.
Oh, in the group. WhatsApp. Thank God, I haven't seen any of that in our WhatsApp groups in the frat. Not once. Not once.
No, not once.
I've seen people get upset that this is reserved for Facebook, meaning it's not the right content for the group. But it's never been anything low.
Yeah.
We shouldn't take that for granted. I haven't seen it once. I've lived here now 2.5 years and a few months. It's a big shevach to the community here. That they're holding at a level where they're not interested in everyone hopefully has good intentions in this community. It's amazing. A certain level of Beinani Sadek, where they're not interested in sharing the other side to the community, which is amazing. We shouldn't we're not like Haredi Shechevra. We're not having all these good Darim, Gavulim, and yet everyone on some level doesn't want to share that light. That darkness rather. Everyone's with the light.
How about the idea of, and I just had someone else guiding, and this guy had a big business, and he pulled out a little phone, kosher phone, from Baltimore. So I said, wait, you run a big business, you have stores all over the place.
So they have secretaries and PAs.
So he goes, no. So he goes, oh, my wife has a tablet. That has everything, and then I'll go. But I was amazed that
my one son who has a kosher phone, the only way he ever accesses online is through his computer. Once in a while, he checks his bank and email, and he uses a tablet if he wants to have some entertainment with my permission. That's one son. I have one son who won't touch any of it. Only has a kosher phone. I have another son who just deleted his Instagram, the one in the army, and TikTok, especially deleted TikTok. Complete waste of time. I have one daughter who's unfortunately now getting into all that, and I'm constantly trying to guide her away from it. It's a process. Each child is a process. Each child's at their level, at their journey, where they're holding.
So it's not an open and shut I mean,
Yeah, some people hold it's clear, everything's asa. Some people hold everything's mutter.
do you
Some
think
people
you had
hold
more
you have
yishuv?
to. I
Do you
hold
think
you
you
have
had
to
more yishuv
individually
adas?
work with each
Do you
person.
think you had more yishuv adas when you had a kosher phone?
Oh, I was learning first. Yeah, it was kavaldik, but I couldn't do the stuff I could do with the bank. I've been sending wires and doing kind of stuff that.
I mean, you wouldn't be in a position where you have one house and I bought another house.
Yeah, do this. That.
You're involved in this business.
There's a lot more movement, quicker. That would be if I tried to.
What's the story?
I haven't really been involved with the business world fully without a phone. That was sort of the growth and the transition. And I asked Rabbonim about that change. I didn't just take on these phones. I asked Rabbonim about that I'm more involved now, and they believed in me to be able to sort of. Rabban Tzaddik said to me, "Rebbe, you can mile at everything." Because I was telling him it's a big Nisayan and Shari Tumah, Schmutz, this.
Yeah.
He had a munah that my neshama, however he understood, could be mile at everything.
Right. Especially someone.
So that gave me a lot of encouragement.
Especially someone in the world of entertainment.
It's also to do with being about tshuva, I think. Because it's nun shari tshuva that we come through. So nun shari tumah is not such a threat to us like other people. That's my chutzpah hashkafa. Maybe it's wrong, maybe I'm wrong, maybe I'm failing, I don't know. But don't trust myself legamri.
Yeah.
We have to constantly check ourselves. We have a wife. We should speak to everyone. Right. To check ourselves. But I hope Baal Teshuva, and I think we all need to be Baal Teshuva in this generation at some level, and that gives us the power to v'nahafach, to transform. Now the Tanya doesn't say that. The Tanya says you have to be a tzaddik to transform. He doesn't say Baal Teshuva can transform.
So at the very least, subdue.
I heard from a Moshe Wilson on this Perek because I had listened to Shurim from him years ago, and he said that we have ability as Baal Teshuva to transform Devarim Masurim, Devarim from Glimel Klippos to Meis, through the Teshuva we do, that our nefesh is immersed in Yiddishkeit, and b'meila we now, Gala Nafshi, we transform the Glimel Klippos to Meis into Kedusha somehow. And even though that's not something that should be done l'chachila and should be done before Mashiach comes, but we have the b'meila, because of our journey, we achieve that. That was a chiddush from Moshe Wilson said. And he's a big Rav who can say something like that.
Yeah.
I trust him 100%. If he's saying something like that, it's based on Sifrei Tzadikim, because he knew everything. And he was one of the biggest Gedolim of the previous generation in Hashkafa. And he was saying it based out the Tanya as well. It was within the Sefer Tanya that he was showing the rayas. He brought rayas from Shulchan Aruch, different rayas of, like, so a person needs treif, or a person needs chametz as a way to be miler with Kedusha, through tshuva. So about tshuva, for example, say he ate treif before he became frum. So now he's serving Hashem with that treif inside of him. And he's even getting to a level of taharas alev. How's it possible? He's ate treif. Like, one of the shitas of the old generation used to be, if a yid saw TV, he could never really... This was such a shita, I heard it. When I first came to Israel,
TV,
there were still these kind of hashkafas in the Lipvish Shiva Shabbat. I'm not saying down on them, it just was there. And one of them said, if a yid seen TV, he can never really learn Torah, Kedusha, and Torah. This kind of negative, like, Yeshiva Shashkafa that I heard when I first came to Eretz Yisrael. And obviously over the years, I didn't stick with that mindset, because it's a big downer.
Yeah.
It makes you feel...
It doesn't leave much room for too many people, certainly about you.
Yeah, so then what's that, TV? Nowadays forget about it. TV's like the last of our problems, yeah? I don't have a TV in my house, but I'm just saying it's the last of our problems. So, the phones and the computers have opened up a whole new avenue of nisyonis. So, and this is just the beginning. AI is coming. There's all kinds of crazy stuff coming. But I b'mamin that Hashem is ma'min in our generation that we were in a hafach. We were not just v'skafia, but we're in a hafcha. We'll transform it. Now, is that stretching a little bit what the Tanya said in Perek 27? Maybe. But there's a concept called Chutzpah Yadzge. That before Mashiach comes, we have a level of chutzpah that's never been. And we can actually use that also for Kedusha. Yeah, we see rise with Kriyas Yamsuf. It says that the Yidden took the chutzpah, the mitzvim, and transformed it for Kedusha. Ozcha, the azas to Kedusha. They transformed it. So we have an ability before Mashiach comes to transform the chutzpah into Kedusha. And therefore we can say chutzpah de Ketoras that Tzaddikim would have been more careful to say. No, Marv? Okay, let's learn. Hashem should help us transform everything to Hashem and subdue the Yetzer Harah. Amen.